Dear student, now I give lecture on currents and load shared by two transformers. The transformers may be similar or dissimilar transformers. Then advantages and disadvantages of parallel operation of transformers. Now the introduction about current and load sharing by two transformers. The necessary conditions. Okay, in my all lecture videos, the important key points highlighted by different colors. So students, you can note down that key points. Okay. So the necessary conditions means same polarity, same percentage impedance, same phase sequence for three-phase transformer, same polarity, same vector group for three-phase transformer, same voltage and turns ratio, frequency same, then same kVA rating. This is optional only. Different kVA rating of transformer also connected in parallel. That is the necessary conditions. The necessary conditions strictly followed for parallel operation of two transformers, because the identical percentage impedance of the two different transformer means different rating of transformer, that is the dissimilar transformers. That is for example, one transformer is 1 kVA, another transformer is 2 kVA, means the percentage impedance, that means the impedance, how can we calculate for the transformer? By using or by conducting short circuit test. So the both transformers are subjected into short circuit test, you can find the impedance. But the impedance is not same for both transformers. The values of percentage impedance as near as possible. This is the circuit diagram of parallel operation of two transformers. From this diagram, we can clearly understand how the load and current shared by each transformer. Now you see the circuit diagram. V1. V1 represents supply voltage, that is common supply. Okay. Transformer A and B. Okay. ZA, ZB is there, IA, IB, and then IL, VL, ZL. That is the common load. Then V1 by A1 and V1 by A2. Okay. So this is the terms. Now I explained all the terms. Now you see the PPT. So the A1 is the turns ratio of the transformer A. Turns ratio means N1 by N2. A2 is the turn ratio of transformer B. ZA is the equivalent impedance of the transformer A, referred to the secondary. That means that is the equivalent impedance. That means primary, that is the secondary impedance, then the primary. Okay, both. So that is the referred to secondary. ZB is the equivalent impedance of the transformer B, referred to secondary. V1 is the supply voltage which is common for both transformer A and B. IA is the current supplied to the load by the secondary of the transformer A. IB is the current supplied to the load by the secondary of the transformer B. ZL be the load impedance across the secondary. The ZL is common load. VL is the secondary load voltage, that is voltage across the load. IL is the load current. Now applying Kirchhoff's current law in the parallel operation circuit, IA plus IB equal to IL. Okay. This is the equation number 1. By Kirchhoff's voltage law, by applying Kirchhoff's voltage law to the circuit, VL equal to V1 divided by A1, which is nothing but what? V2 of, that is the secondary voltage of transformer A, minus impedance drop of transformer A, IA into ZA. Then VL equal to V1 divided by A2. This term represents the secondary voltage of the transformer B minus impedance drop IB into ZB. So this is the equation second and third. Now the value of IB. So the Kirchhoff's voltage law, current law. Now you see the circuit diagram. So you can consider that junction. So IA also is the incoming, then IB also is incoming. So therefore IA plus IB equal to IL. Okay. So the incoming current is, that means positive. Leaving the current from the junction is negative. This is the rule for Kirchhoff's current law. Okay. Then VL, voltage for the first transformer A. So the VL is nothing but what? Across the secondary of the transformer A also. So therefore the VL voltage. So the V1 by A1, that is the secondary of transformer A, minus the impedance ZA also is there. Definitely the drop across the impedance also. So therefore V1 by A1 minus IA into, that means the impedance ZA, that is equal to VL for transformer A by using Kirchhoff's voltage law. The voltage law is applied for the closed path only. Okay, then transformer B is equal to V1 divided by A2 minus IB ZB, that is equal to VL. Now from equation 1, that is IA plus IB equal to IL. From this line the IB equal to IL minus IA. This value of IB is substituted in the equation 3. Therefore the equation 3 is rewritten as VL equal to V1 divided by A2 minus IL minus IB into ZB. This is the equation number 4. Now we are solving the equation 2 and 3. Finally we will get the current supplied to the load by the transformer A and B. Okay, IA and IB. So IA equal to ZB IL divided by ZA plus ZB plus V1 into A2 minus A1 divided by A1 A2 ZA plus ZB. Similarly, IB equal to ZA IL divided by ZA plus ZB plus V1 A2 minus A1 divided by A1 A2 ZA plus ZB. This is the equation 5 and 6. Okay. Now you can see the IA equation and IB equation. What is the difference between IA and IB equations? The only the difference is the each current equation consists of two parts. The first part is for both is ZB IL divided by ZA plus ZB. Similarly, IB also ZA IL divided by ZA plus ZB. In this part, that means IL divided by ZA plus ZB, that term is common for both IA and IB. The only the difference is IA means ZB, IB means ZA. So this is the difference. Remaining terms are same. Like that you have to remember in your mind. Okay. Then the currents IA and IB has two components. One is load currents. Okay, so the both transformers are connected in parallel, the load shared by the both transformers. Then circulating current, this is the second component. This is the second component. The circulating current occurs in the secondary windings of the each transformer. Then now you remember I told two transformers are connected in parallel. The both transformers may be similar or dissimilar. I am telling. Similar means equal voltage ratio. Dissimilar means unequal voltage ratio. Okay. So the similar means that is the E1 equal to E2 equal to E. That means the total EMF E equal to E1. That is the EMF induced in the transformer 1. That is equal to EMF induced in the transformer 2 E2. So therefore there is no circulating current in the secondary winding if the two transformers are similar. Suppose the two transformers are dissimilar, that is unequal voltage ratio, the circulating current is in the secondary winding. So the undesirable effect. What is the effects of circulating current? The first one is they increase the copper loss. Normally, what is the formula for copper loss? I squared R. So therefore, the current directly proportional to copper loss only. So the current increases, automatically the copper losses increases. So therefore, due to circulating current, the copper losses increases. The second one is the circulating currents overload the one transformer and reduce the permissible load kVA. So this is the another effect of circulating current. Then advantages of parallel operation. Totally 4 advantages. One is to maximize electrical power system efficiency. Second one is to maximize electrical power system availability. Third one is to maximize power system reliability. The fourth one is the maximize electrical power system flexibility. That is efficiency, availability, reliability, flexibility, efficiency. Generally, the electrical power transformer gives the maximum efficiency at full load only. Suppose the load increases, that means we can switch none by one another the transformer connected in parallel to fulfill the total demand. Okay, so therefore we can run the system with the maximum efficiency because more than one, that is the number of transformers, several number of transformers are connected in parallel. That means more than one transformer. Suppose that means if one transformer is failure also, the other transformer to meet or to fulfill our total load demand. So therefore, the efficiency of the electrical power system, that means due to parallel operation, is maximum. Second one is electrical power system availability. Okay, so for example, I need 10 kVA, but I don't have the 10 kVA transformer. I am having only 2 kVA, 3 kVA, 5 kVA, 3 transformer only is there. Okay, so therefore I paralleled these 3 transformers after checking the polarity, other conditions, all the conditions, necessary conditions should be fulfilled by these 3 transformers, then synchronized, that is the paralleled, then meet our load demand only. So this is the availability. What is the reliability? If a number of transformers are run in parallel, so therefore suppose the power supply never uninterrupted. Okay, because if one transformer failure, then the other transformer share the load only. So therefore the power supply, that means interruption, and then the sharing of the load also never affected due to parallel operation. So therefore automatically the power system reliability increases. The last advantages is to maximize electrical power system flexibility. So the flexibility means that is the now I am having the power system 4 generators or 3 generators. So the further load, because day by day the power demand increases, the load also increases. So what are the existing, that means by using existing transformer, that is the availability of transformers only is synchronized, that means paralleled, and then to meet our load demand in future also, that is the flexibility. Then disadvantages of parallel operation. So the disadvantages is increasing short circuit current, that increase the necessary breaker capacitance. Okay, so the second one is the risk of circulating current. I already told, no, the circulating current for dissimilar transformers to affect. One is increase the copper loss, another one is reduce the permissible rating kVA of transformer. Then the bus ratings too high. Okay, because in the power system too many buses are used. For example, in the IEEE 33 buses, 50 buses, 100 buses, like that only is there. So more buses we are using. So therefore the bus ratings would be too high. This is the disadvantages of parallel operation. The control and the protection of 3 units in parallel is more complex only, and because the control and then protect the transformer, and because if the one transformer is in service mean we can easily control and protect that unit. Suppose that means more than one transformer, for example 5-10 transformers is connected means then the control and the protection is very difficult, so it is more complex. This is the disadvantages of parallel operation. Second then paralleling transformer reduces the transformer impedance significantly. I told no, if paralleled means because impedance is parallel means what? Suppose the ZA and ZB parallel or Z1 Z2. So therefore the for parallel combination equivalent impedance equal to what? Z1 Z2 divided by Z1 plus Z2 only. Okay, but the series connection means so that what that is Z1 plus Z2. Okay, so therefore the impedances increases, but the paralleling transformer the impedance reduces only. Okay, so therefore the low impedance what creates a high short circuit current, because Z not 1, that means the transformer is conducted for short circuit test. The formula is that impedance is equal to voltage, that is short circuit voltage divided by short circuit current only. So the short circuit current and then the impedance, that means is inversely proportional under short circuit test. So the impedance is low, that means the current increases, that means the short circuit current is increases. Okay, so therefore we want to reduce this short circuit current, because short circuit current is equal to rated current only. Okay, so therefore we have to limit the short circuit current. How it is possible? The reactors, fuses, high impedance buses, these are the devices which is used to limit the short circuit current during parallel operation. Then the last one is, it is not a common practice. That means the main time main is very common in the industry also. Students, in this lecture video, I thought you clearly understood the currents and loads sharing by two similar or dissimilar transformers, and then theory concept, and then advantages and disadvantages of parallel operation. Thank you students for watching this video.